Hey there guys, my name is Metro, and today we're doing another one of these new player videos for Hearthstone, alright? I love Hearthstone, and I'm sure a lot of you do as well, but a big issue, for, like it's a conundrum really for new players. They get into the game, and they play people who have clearly progressed far beyond their level already. You know, they've been playing for years, meanwhile you've just started, you have no cards, you don't really want to spend a lot of money on this game either, so I'm going to offer you guys the solution, alright? These are the 5 greatest things I can tell any new player to this game, and this should help you immediately. Honestly, if you do these 5 things, you should immediately be in a better position in the game, alright? First things first, Tavern Brawl just came out, alright? This is, it's like a new game feature, alright? So this is number 5. This literally just came out yesterday. In fact, I was going to record the video yesterday and had a different number 5 here. But now that Tavern Brawl's in, this is definitely the first one. Why? Because it's free practice. Literally, you don't have to, it's completely free. You get pre-made decks or whatever the option is for the week, and you can just do it over and over and over again. So if you're a new player looking to learn the game, granted some of these cards are way too overpowered and ridiculous, the combinations and ways to use them will really get you acclimated to the game's nature, alright? You'll learn a lot more about the game playing this than any other mode right now, which is really good. It's only available from, I believe, Wednesday to Monday, though, or something like that. So there's going to be times where it's not available, alright? Apparently there is a weekly reward as well. I don't know. There's speculation on whether that you get a pack the first time you play it this week, right, which is June 15th or whatever it came out. But I don't know if there's always going to be a reward from each week. There's like a reward chest icon there, so I'd imagine there will be, but I'm not sure. And then also, you can do quests. Like, you know, if you have like a spell daily, you can get that done in there, which is great because some of the dailies are really unfortunate, but you don't want to drop them because they give gold and you might get something that you don't want to play. So, yeah, unfortunately, if you have a daily that you don't want to do that's not class specific, this is definitely the place to do it. And you could also do win grinding. You know, if you guys don't know, every 3 wins you get 10 gold. So if you enjoy this, then you might as well just keep spamming this while it's available. Who knows? There may eventually even be rewards for winning so many games or something like that. As of right now, I don't know though. All right, so that's number 5. Number 4 is the expansions. All right. Now I know I said you people don't want to spend a lot of money, but this is a video game. All right. You shouldn't expect to literally pay $0. If you want to get a little bit, you know, you want to invest some money, I would definitely invest in the Naxxramas expansion, all right? You could also invest in Black Rock Mountain, but it's not nearly as good as Naxx. Naxx has some of the best cards in the game. I'm not even joking. Literally, Naxx has like 3 or 4 of the best cards in the entire game, all right? So if you're not going to get Naxx, and there's no way you're going to ever get enough gold for this. The gold prices are astronomical. Don't even waste your time. It'd be cheaper to just buy packs than it would be to go and buy gold with the, you know, like you buy Naxxramas with gold. So just spend the 20 some dollars. I promise you it's a good investment. It's a better investment than buying $20 worth of packs as well. That's what I'm trying to get at. Because these cards cannot be gotten unless you get them from Naxx. You can't craft them or anything, all right? And then Black Rock Mountain's pretty specific. It's got a lot of advanced card combinations, so I wouldn't waste your money with it if you're skeptical on spending money. But yeah, definitely don't waste the gold, all right? Next up is you got to do research if you want to be good at any game, all right? And this game is no different. When I first started playing the game, I did no research whatsoever. I just played cards that I thought synergized well. You know, I'm like, I'm good at WoW, and I'm decent at games, so I figured I could figure out what worked well. But there are like underlying things that I didn't understand, like mana curve and like how to draw, how to have enough draw in your deck, drawing cards, and how to curve out properly, like how many of so many types of minions and stuff do you need. I just didn't know this. I literally didn't. I had like 5 spells in my first deck. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not a good balance. So you need to have a goal that you're working towards. And if you're going to try to learn all this yourself, you're never going to actually reach that goal. Hearthstone.com is a great website for this. There's a lot of other tools out there as well. So just go looking on the internet, man. That's the best part about it. If you found this video, you already know that. But you want to try to figure out first as well if you need more cards from the classic packs or the GVG packs. Obviously, you can only get 1 per the 100 gold or whatever the money you're going to spend. So you need to have a plan. You don't want to just like switch off here and there. Although, what I would definitely recommend to do is, say you need a lot of cards from GVG, like you want to play like a mech warrior or something like that. Well, then you need GVG. Classic is just irrelevant, but there is one or two classic cards that you need, like I don't know, maybe Whirlwind. No, that's common, but anyway, something like that. You know what I mean? Well, then you could just keep buying GVG and DE the stuff that you don't need and make the classic card. You don't even have to buy the classic packs, which is really good. And then you also want to figure out in that deck that you want to play, like say, looking at that little image I have there, it looks like, Hunter is a pretty cheap deck to play. A lot of the cards are basic, you know what I mean? Warrior is really expensive, but that's control. You could also play like a mid-range Warrior, which is probably less than like 3-4K on paper, you know what I mean? And then you can even make that even easier by finding out what legendaries or even rares and epics can be replaced with other common cards. That's the best thing about Hearthstone. In fact, Ben Bro just talked about this, how you need bad cards in the game, because if not, then other cards would become mandatory and people would never learn their lesson. And this is what it's all about, learning a lesson. So if you say you got like a big body in there, like you could replace it with that Boulder Fist Ogre, that's 6/7, that's just a basic card. It's not a bad choice. It's just as pesky to remove. It's not nearly as impactful, but you can make wins happen, all right? And I'm going to explain to you how to get a lot of easy wins, the final one, but here we go. So number 2, all right, is stick to 1 to 3 classes. This is extremely important. This goes hand in hand with what I said previously, because you want to DE stuff that you get that you don't actually intend to use immediately. It's all about the right now, you know what I mean? If you're struggling, you need to make sure that is the way you're approaching it. You need to be able to get 1 to 2 good decks immediately made. And I would definitely recommend, going hand in hand with the research part of that. Figure out what you want to play. Like if it's, a tempo like mage or something like that, then just start crafting as many mage cards as you need. And once you get good with that class, the rest will follow. It's all about practice in this game. The more you play, the better you get at the game. And then the more you could make like interesting combinations of cards that you wouldn't normally play work. So you really don't have to have legendaries to actually learn. You know what I mean? Like those are pretty superfluous to learning. You can learn with, like I said earlier, just the Tavern Brawl system, or just any cards, anything that you have. And then the final one, which I kind of already spoiled, is play ranked, okay? This is the number one for a very, very important reason. All right, first of all, the ranked ladder is much more balanced. People really don't enjoy playing ranked because the grind is immense and there's really no rewards other than legend. But you're not playing ranked to get legend, all right? You're playing it to learn and get wins and get experience, okay? And I'm going to tell you why, all right? This may seem a little shady at first, but rank 20 is filled with new players. And if you lose a lot of games, rank 20 is kind of where you stay. So if you're really struggling to get wins and you'd like to learn and you'd like to only play people your level, then eventually, if you lose enough games, you'll always be ranked 20 and you'll always play. You see where I'm getting at there? Yeah. So anyway, you could kind of submit, forfeit games if you're really struggling. Like if you find yourself doing well and you're up to like rank 15 and now you're playing really good decks, well then why don't you just go back down to rank 20 and enjoy the game a little bit more? You know what I mean? There's no reason not to. Like it's not against the terms of service or anything. And you'll have a lot more fun playing people your own thing. Now, there's 2 other game modes, right, that I omitted here. Casual is the best contradiction to not play ranked. But you don't want to ever play casual, honestly, ever, for any reason. You don't ever want to play casual. Unless you're taking ranked super serious. Casual is just it's just cancer, honestly. Because people are going to be playing decks that, first of all, don't make any sense. They don't work. And they're going to have really strange combinations. You're not going to be able to predict. You're not going to be able to learn from these decks. These decks are really retarded a lot of the times. Like, you're going to find really, really bad combinations. And you might win because of that. But oftentimes you'll just be so confused by what's being played, you won't have any idea what to do. And that's a bad thing, honestly. That's not what you want. You want to learn how cards interact with each other. And the best way to do that is to see how other people play them. Now, the other mode, all right, is Arena. That one didn't make the list for a reason, all right? And I'm going to tell you why. Because although a lot of people would have play Arena as their number one, it is far too complicated for new players. You could learn a lot in Arena, no doubt. But when I play Arena, I always just have to look at like a priority guide and, you know, think carefully about these costs of minions and what my deck should contain and the hero that you get. And the fact that it's RNG, I feel like it's a less controlled environment, and that doesn't foster learning. You know what I mean? Like when you're learning how to, you know, when you're studying in a class, you don't just like get all the lessons, like they don't mix them all up and then throw them at you one by one. You know what I mean? You learn in order, and in my opinion, Arena is the last step. Once you're good enough at the game, and you could, because you have to pick 3 out of 3 cards, right? So you say you have, you know, 3 different cards, and they're all different, and you don't know which one to pick. But you, because of that, you made a terrible choice. Like you picked a really poor one. Well, you're not going to actually learn that's a poor card because other people in Arena are also going to have poor cards, and it may seem like it's all right, but in Classic or in a ranked situation, they're going to abuse a bad card. You know what I mean? You're going to immediately realize that, like, oh, that, what's it called? Eye for an eye secret for Paladin. I played that and literally got nothing out of it. 1 mana to do 1 damage to the enemy hero. You know what I mean? Like, it's all about value in this game. And you need to understand what mana and what impact each card has and can have, all right? So there you go. If you have any questions, let me know. But I really love Hearthstone, and I really want to see new players get the best out of it and not be frustrated. I see all the time on forums, people are like, oh my god, this game's so pay to win. It's not whatsoever. I promise you that. It's quicker if you buy some things, but and pay to win as well. Like, it's not a linear function. You could just put like $50 into it, like the normal price of a regular game, and you could be just as good as anyone else. You're gonna have less decks, but if you follow these 5 tips, you're immediately gonna be more successful. All right. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, good luck. Go out and enjoy Hearthstone, and I'll hopefully see you there.